Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We are today flying the FSLabs A320 with the IAE engines, and we're flying for Metroair, and it's also the non-sharklet version, and we're flying from Tucson to Albuquerque. So a short flight in southwestern US, I guess you would call it. And yeah, I'm sorry, the GPU is very loud. And we are actually at the SXAD Tucson Airport. It's a pretty new release for P3D, released last year, and it's a pretty nice one. You have some people inside the terminals, but there's some weird stuff. Some of these jetways are placed a bit weird. I'll show you soon if I remember, but yeah, it's a pretty good looking one in terms of the runway and in terms of the ground textures, I think. But then yeah, maybe not the best one otherwise. I got a few of the SXAD airports, Pensacola, Birmingham, and this one, but yeah, surprisingly enough, this one I think has it's not the best one. So I'm not sure if I would recommend getting this or just getting the freeware one. It's pretty cheap though, about 10 USD, but you know, it adds up, right, if you're buying a lot of airports. But yeah, enough talking about the airport itself. We're gonna fly the great FSLabs, always a fun time. It's a great aircraft. It's also a lot of fun to fly for Metroair. They have nice routes, and they basically employ the whole FSLabs fleet, the A320s, 21s, and 19. So that's actually pretty nice. I'm not gonna complain, in other words. One thing we should do, and I realized... Or wait a second. What? Isn't that connected? Deselect current stand. Can we dock the jetway? Yeah, that's a bit weird. Thought it was docked already, but it seemed to have disconnected. Yeah, that's weird. Because I was taking the thumbnail picture. Thought this would be a cool one with the sun in the background, but now... the sun has come up quite a bit, but yeah, the jetway has disconnected again. It's not it's I guess technically not GSX, or is it SODA it's called, so you won't see the walking passengers. You can see this one also, this jetway is just in the middle here, so I'm not really sure if they did any sort of testing with this airport. At least not enough. It's a great place though. I use it with the Living Airports Arizona scenery, and it looks great, right, with these high mountains. So I'm definitely gonna be flying here a lot, but well, a lot maybe too. Maybe a tad bit much, but I'll definitely fly here more often than not. And yeah, it would be nice if everything worked. I'm also using an updated AFCAD file, so the airport file, which fixes some of the parking issues. But yeah, definitely some things to improve. But yeah, it's not gonna be a long flight. Let me check quickly. I am downloading some stuff that should be done soon. I actually got, well, recently I got this game called Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, and it's quite a fun one to just, you know, play from time to time when you're, you know, you just want something casual in a way. It's not really casual, but it's kind of, you know, you can just go in, kill some dudes, fight, and then, you know, save, quit, which is quite nice from a change. Not that much planning involved. Let's get started though with our flight, and the first thing we'll do is the batteries and the external power, and the great sound effects of the FSLabs is always nice to hear. This one and the Tolis are just great aircrafts, different sims and different in, or good in different ways, but well, both are great. I do prefer the FSLabs one just because, I don't know, it just feels awesome every time I fly it. Even though it can get a bit boring with the A320, but still, I mean, it's great to have such a high fidelity simulation. Would be amazing if they, I mean, they had the Concorde, which is also very amazing, and I'm gonna feature it at some point. But yeah, I wish they would have done more. You know, McDonnell Douglas, maybe MD-90, something like that. You know, it would have been cool to see how the FSLabs approached that. Something totally different. Because they did good with the Concorde, right? So they do have a good track record. Apart from the malware incidents, which I'm not gonna go into because I think that's been hashed out enough on Reddit and other platforms. Let me see now, is my download complete? Yeah, that's good. So I'm just gonna move it here on the side. I actually got this, what's it called, Realm of Thrones, I think. So like a Game of Thrones mod for Bannerlord. So I'm just gonna move it to my other folder or other drive. Let's see what else. It's pretty dark out there, so let's get the. Well, we don't need those main panel, but we want these ones. I think it does make it quite a bit easier to see where everything's at, and that's nice. We can do that. No smoking can be on. That one can go on. We can just do the fire tests. Yeah, looking good. In terms of light, we can put on the nav and logo lights. You can see this lighting up the tail, which is nice to see. You can also see it there on one of the AI aircraft. There's not a lot of AI aircraft. We have an Embraer and a 737-500, so quite few aircraft actually. And actually now I realize maybe why we don't have, so I'm gonna auto undock, because it seems like this one, since it's GSX connected aircraft, it's gonna use the, not the jetways, but the stairs. Because I think if I press here, no jetway at this gate, yes, not GSX, but if I press the stairs, we're gonna get the stairs. So we'll just play around with the idea that the jetway is broken today. And we have the GPU connected. We asked GSX to bring that, so that's all set up. And now it's been a while since I flew this. Well, not too long, but still a bit of time. So what we'll need to do is get everything set up correctly, and the first things first is to get the flight plan. So we'll request that. I think we'll mainly use this first FNC, so I'm just gonna put that on flight plan. Okay, I think we got the stuff that we needed now. So we can go here. We then just need to double check with our, let me just quickly find the briefing that I have. So we're gonna be at 10,600, 700 fuel, 124.7, 0 fuel weight. Yeah, this all looks good. We'll send that. Fuel is on board. I guess you can change it here with the refuel. Could be fun to do that, you know, see the fueling process. I know it does it with the Concorde, but I guess it's kind of, you know, what you prefer in terms of immersion. I think we can now, we got the load sheet. We can accept that one. It does look to be correct. We got a message, slot notification. taxi time. And what we can do is go to the boarding. And we can do the board now request. And we'll also, I think, start the pack X. Now the question is, what's our flight altitude gonna be at? 38, okay, yeah, that's fine. We don't need any crew. We're flying the A320, nothing specific. We'll do 95 packs from this one. I think we have 124 or 26, but that will be fine. We have the nice boarding music, Metroair, and then the custom safety by Metroair as well. So we'll get that going. We got some other information for performance for the takeoff info. That's good. What we need is now pilot to ADC. So we'll bring that up. We can see our flight plan here. Nothing too exciting. We're going from one kind of desert city to another. Not a long flight. And kind of in the same biome, if we could, or if we can call it that. Okay, it's saying 37,000 here. I guess it's a step climb. Let me see if I can change to 38.
Passengers bus is
Let's do 39 then, I guess. Won't make too big of a difference. Approach. We're supposed to be landing at runway 8. So let's see, what's the approach? We have a visual, that's runway 12, we want to do runway 8. And we actually have an ILS for that one. So let's maybe pick that. We'll be coming in here at Unsier. So the question is, if a straight in is the best option. I'm gonna load that. Oh no, sorry, calls is the last one. Let me check again quickly. So if we do this one, how will it look? Tiny bit of a deviation, then back. That's fine, we'll do that. I'll change this one back to 37, that's gonna be fine. That's gonna be more aligned with the flight plan, even though 39 could work. That would be better with pack X. Yeah, not too much else will connect to the sim. I'll quickly have a look at our briefing. Mainly interested in seeing the weather. Does look to be fine. Bit of wind.
Available.
But yeah,
Arriving and
nothing
departing
too
runway
interesting.
12.
Let's change to the clearance 1. I'm thinking actually what we'll do first today is maybe the performance stuff and then jump into the normal FMC. Yeah, but look at this. I love the Metroair livery. It's a really good looking one. And nice, of course, seeing the passengers, since we're not using the jetway, they can actually walk up, even though they are walking through the jetway, but, you know, c'est la vie, I guess. There we're getting the last luggage also for the back aft cargo. So what we'll do next, we can put that to auto actually, doesn't hurt. What we will do next is check quickly this one. Yeah, those seem to work. And then do the takeoff performance. Search for that. We're taking off from runway. Well, we're supposed to take off from runway 12, but the question is, will we? Let's ask for IFR clearance first and see. Metro 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Metro 4003 Heavy is clear to Kilo Alpha Bravo Quebec fly the Bureau 5 departure with the Noshi transition, then is filed. Expect departure runway 12.
The direct
Climb to
5
16,000
departure.
feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure. Tucson departure on 119.4. Squawk 3261.
3261, we got that one.
Heavy is cleared to Kilo Alpha Bravo Quebec fly the Burrow 5 departure.
Yeah, there we go,
no
Burrow.
Transition, then is filed. Climb to 16,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure. Tucson departure on 119.4. Squawk
Yeah,
3261.
put that on. I'm gonna put this on just so I don't forget. Laziness, I guess. Okay, 16,000 feet. Guess makes sense. And we are flying the Burrow.
Metro 4003 Heavy read back.
Ah, we have the wrong
QNH.
QNH.
1018 contact Tucson ground on 120.02 when ready for pushback. Have a nice one.
QNH is 1018 ground on 120.02 Metro 4003 Heavy.
And what's that? That's like 3007. Is there anything we're missing? The Burrow departure. Expect departure runway 12. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, everything's fine. Everything is aligned. Or
FedEx 1292 on a Sterling Kilo Echo taxi via Charlie Hold Short Whiskey.
Someone wants a new seat. Give us a couple minutes.
what the hell am I looking at and why can't I?
Good evening, JetBlue 1561 with Bravo Delta Show Alpha.
Have they built another runway? Very recently? Ugh. I mean, wouldn't surprise me. But that's annoying in that case. Which one is it then? I'm gonna check quickly on
Passengers bus was
the Google Maps. Is there only one runway or are there two now? Google Maps usually have... it does seem to only be one runway, so is it maybe old data in the FSLabs one, or am I looking at the wrong... I don't know. KTUS. I would assume it's the left one, based on the map. Let's see, actually, I was gonna do that first, but we're gonna do the flight plan first, just to make sure we have the right... So runways available, 12, Burrow 5. Are we flying any transition? Notchy transition. Let's put that in. We'll also put in the arrival. That was runway 8, the ILS. And we're flying the... that's a good question. What are we flying for the landing? We're flying the Bert 1 from calls. No, via... Aren't there supposed to be a via? Or maybe I am... We're lacking the star, I'm realizing now.
Alpha Whiskey, JetBlue 1561.
We're lacking the star, that's the thing. It kind of bugged out, I think. Let me see, we're gonna have to redo the IFR clearance, that's a bit annoying. Yeah, because that makes sense, that's why we lost some of these. So if we're doing the ILS, I will just do direct vectors, I think. Now it should align much better. Yeah, we'll validate and file again. I'll ask for a new clearance, or I'll have our co-pilot do that for us. Let's check.
Ground Metro 4003 Heavy ready to copy IFR clearance.
Metro 4003 Heavy is cleared to Kilo Alpha Bravo Quebec. Fly the Borough 5 departure with a NOCA transition.
5603 is only
Expect
gonna be
departure
the,
runway 12.
or that's
Flight
the
to
only change, the
16,000 feet via the
TCAS.
departure. Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure.
or the squawk
Tucson
code.
departure on 119.4.
Okay, good, we'll put
Squawk
that in.
5603.
Metro
Let's
4003
go arc
Heavy
on
is
all
cleared
of
to Kilo Alpha
these
Bravo Quebec. Fly the Borough 5
constraints.
departure with the NOCA transition, then is filed. Climb to 16,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure.
We'll brighten
Tucson departure
these
on
displays up.
119.4. Squawk 5603.
Metro 4003 Heavy readback correct. Altimeter
3006.
3006. Let us know when you're ready for pushback.
Altimeter
put
3006
that correct.
Metro 4003 Heavy.
And we're already at 2,600 feet, so we're quite high. And that's considering that we still have mountains around us, right? So those must be quite high compared to the water level. Okay. So let's see if we can get this working. So we are flying KTUS. Apparently these one, there's no 12, so we'll just use this one. I'm gonna assume there might have been two ones before, two different runways. Maybe they closed one of them or didn't use it. Just gonna double check the weather. Yeah, all of, okay, 3007, so slight difference. Let's go with active sky. I trust that more than pilot to ADC. I think all of these look fine. 380 is the, so wouldn't that be this one then? 380 and takeoff weight of 134.5. Okay, so we're gonna burn a bit of fuel. Aircon can be on, anti-ice off, flex, optimum or optimal, dry, calculate. There we go. 35, 36, 39, 65, and flex configuration 3 down 0.5. So let's go to the performance one. And actually let's go in it first, just make sure that we have. Yeah, okay, so it's saying 3070 here as well. I thought it was gonna be supposed to, or that it was supposed to be some sort of step climb, but I'm gonna assume that I was wrong in that regard. Or maybe, you know, SimBrief has its own idea that we're gonna do it, but we're not actually doing it. Okay, so 0 fuel, 124.7. 0 fuel CG is gonna be here on load sheet 31.28, 31.3. The block fuel is gonna be 10.7. Trip wind 2.9, so we'll put heading 2.9. I always get a bit worried when I can see that the extra time is lower, but it's gonna be fine. I mean, the wind won't always be coming from 2.9, that's just the average. And I guess trip wind, yeah, maybe it's not the average, it's mainly asking the cruising one. Oh well. Performance 6.5 flex, 3 down 0.5. 135. What was the other one? 136, 139. 136, 139. We're also gonna quickly check if we have the arrival charts, which we do. But that's very nice.
We're ready to go when you are.
ILS localizer for runway 8.
And welcome aboard flight 4003 with service to New Mexico. Our flight time will be roughly 2 hours.
How do you...
Now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode.
There we go.
Now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt and verify that it is low and tight across your lap.
That's good. We need this then for the approach. Our windscreens are looking terribly dirty, so I think it's time. I've been flying this quite a while, so I'm gonna assume that's why it's looking dirty, but I think it's time maybe to have a clean. Or no, it's not gonna let us clean. It did. Ah, it's gone. The dirt. Finally have a nice looking one. Okay, good. 128 plus 4. Oh, interesting. Is plus 4 like, you know, kids, or like that we're plus 4 more than we anticipated? Not sure. But good to know at least that you get that info. We'll put the master APU, see the flap open. Then we'll start it. Should have done this sooner, to be honest. But oh well, not the end of the world. There we go, we'll start here. I'm gonna ask for pushback and engine start clearance. Metro 4003, ready for pushback and engine start. Let's maybe ask again. Metro 4003, ready for pushback and engine start.
Metro 4003 heavy pushback and engine start approved.
APU is starting.
Pushback and engine start approved. Metro 4003 heavy.
We can jump to the connections part, because we're gonna have to tweak here. We can close the aft and the front doors. The APU seems to be connected. That is good. We'll put the APU bleed on. Seatbelt signs. We'll disconnect the external power. I will request that they dismiss the GPU. So let's see what's gonna happen. Hopefully they come and pick it up, which they look to be doing. So that's good. We are gonna check that our smart cars is up and about. It's up and about. You can see here as well our route. So that's nice. Or not our route, but the straight line route. In case we're flying that. Which we are not, but yeah. C'est la vie. I'm gonna check if the trim one works. Yeah, we can do the rudder trim. That's good. Not that we're gonna use it, but yeah, mainly wanted to check if my buttons were set up correctly. Okay, the GPU is being hauled away. That is good. Let's see if... I do wonder if we need to press anything now. Now it's gone. So we're gonna ask for pushback. Let's see if these... yeah, now they're being removed. That is also good. Do we have any good views for the pushback. This one maybe, we can go a bit up. Yeah, that looks good. We'll make sure that this one is actually closed.
Hello, Captain.
Same with
We are
the
ready for
right
pushback.
one. And we are ready. Ready to go. Let's check also that pack X is ready. We can do maybe a public address.
517 inserted.
Your first officer speaking. Welcome on board on our flight. We'll be departing soon and we're aiming for a smooth flight. Thanks for flying and we'll keep
Low
you
pack flow
informed of any
maybe.
changes as they
Or we're
happen.
doing hot and high. I guess if we are at Tucson. Anything else? How's my Steam download going? Pretty good.
Locking gear.
I'm also a bit afraid to download stuff when I'm doing a recording. I'm not sure if that's gonna have any effect. Could be, right? Mainly I guess Active Sky if it's pulling its data online. So APU is on. I'll put on the beacon light. So that will be blinking here below the fuselage. And now the question is, how do we taxi to our... It's gonna be left, I'm pretty sure, so we'll do nose left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Let's ask also for taxi clearance. Metro 4003, ready to taxi.
Commencing push. All engines clear.
Okay,
Start at
let's
will.
see what Pilot 280C gives us. Oh, they didn't give us anything. Let's do a taxi request.
Ground Metro 4003 heavy
And
ready to taxi.
based on the new ones, right, we're supposed to start engine number 1 first. So that engine
Metro
is gonna come alive.
4003 heavy runway 12, taxi via Alpha, Echo, hold short runway 12.
Yeah, it's gonna be left.
Runway 12, taxi via Alpha, Echo, hold short runway 12 Metro 4003 heavy.
But I mean, some things do look okay with this one. I mean, it's not the most interesting airport in terms of the airport itself, but I mean, I think it's interesting in terms of the placement, you know. Reminds me a lot of Albuquerque. Quite close to Phoenix, right? So, if you want to fly in Arizona, this is the airport for you. Yeah, we have it going. I'm also gonna put this on so our friend Norman can talk to us. Okay, it's looking good. Guess soon gonna have that available. Parking brake set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start. Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine
It's
start.
available.
You can disconnect. Unlocking gear.
I'll do the second one. Yeah, you can see that one. It's looking good. Now we're waiting for the left one. Oh, sorry, the right one. The left one is the one we have. So engine number 2. Starting. We'll need to arm the ground spoilers. Down 0.5 for the flight controls. 0.5, there we go. I'm gonna check also here. Left, right, ailerons doing good. Elevators up, elevators down. Rudder right, rudder left.
Left is clear.
I'm talking about rudders. I was finally able to fix the Manfred Jan DC3. You have to change the aircraft config file and then you can get it to fly similarly to the Airplane Heaven one. So I'm gonna feature that I think soon in a video because it's much nicer to fly now and it's actually like a really good DC3 C47 plane. Yeah, it's actually a great one. I still like it the most, I think. It's up there with the Airplane Heaven one. I really like that one as well. The V Skylab ones I really like, but I can't land. Like, I've never been able to. or once I was able to land and not crash out. So I need to have a look at that at some point. Yeah, we have both engines started, so that's good. We'll do max on the auto brake. We'll shut the APU bleed, taxi light, runway turn off, shut the APU master. Everything else is looking good. We have taxi clearance, so basically it's down here and then, yeah, so left, little left turns. We'll release the parking brakes, see if we can get started. Turn a bit with the nose wheel. Look at that. It's a very nice aircraft, this one. Maybe we can do this one, I think, for the exterior one. Okay, and we'll turn left here. And then, or actually there is one right turn. This is the one. But then it's gonna be 2 left turns once we get to the end of the runway. But yeah, only looks like there's one runway here. The 12, so not sure where it's getting for the performance one. The 11 right and 11 left. I mean, I'm gonna assume it's old data, but still interesting. It's not often you see also kind of runways being demolished without any sort of replacement. I mean, I guess it's happened in some places like Chicago, but yeah, not the most common. Predictive wind shear is off, so we gotta put these systems on. Now we can try the takeoff. Now it's good. We'll do terrain on the right
Metro
one.
4003 heavy contact Tucson Tower on 118.3.
Tower on 118.3, Metro 4003 heavy.
And that's just to get the takeoff clearance. But yeah, so far so good. Yeah, I need to get more of these living airports. They have Alabama and Georgia, and I mean I'm gonna fly a lot in Georgia specifically for one of for one of my virtual airlines. The what's it called? The West. God, totally blanking on it now. Let's see, West Wind Virtual Airlines, that's the name. Okay, we got the Norman call. Let's just put everything on that we need to have on. Metro 4003, ready for takeoff. Let's see if they got that or if we need to do it again. Some weirdness with the ground here. Okay, not too bad. Metro 4003, ready for takeoff.
Metro 4003
Okay,
heavy
Windsor
winds
calm.
are calm. Runway 12
Now look at that,
for takeoff.
11, it's saying 11 on the ground.
Runway 12 cleared for takeoff, squawk.
But it's saying 12 on those, so this must be a very recent change, I'm gonna assume. AK that it used to be, this must have happened like in the last few years. Very interesting. Okay. So we'll line up and we'll take off. Love the taxiing on this plane. Very nice. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Now before we take off, actually one thing. Yeah, okay, good. We have the flaps set. and everything else. Okay, so we are ready. Let's go then. We wanna go to flex. Man flex, SRS on runway. Flex set. Amen. Okay, let's see. 80 knots. Checked. Checked. 120. Rotate. And we are taking off. Gear coming up. It looks like there might be some weird, or maybe it's just, you know, P3D with that kind of altitude is always a bit weird. Going to flaps 2. Flaps 1. And we can go flaps 0. Okay, flaps coming up. We can turn these ones off. We can go to climb D10.
Metroair 4003 heavy contact Tucson departure on 119.4.
Well, yeah, look at this.
Departure on 119.4
It almost looks as good as through Earth.
4003 heavy.
I think Living Airport's done a pretty good job. Just maybe a bit of lack of autogen in certain places.
Departure Metro 4003 heavy climbing to 16,000 feet.
Okay, climbing to 16,000 feet.
Heavy, good morning.
The problem is, of course, when you have auto ortho, do you really want to pay to get? And I do have Georgia and Alabama already with my own ortho. Or sorry, not auto. Maybe I said auto ortho. I meant ortho for XP. Okay, we're climbing to 16,000. So far, so good. We're still flying manually. No need to change, I would say. At least not yet. We can keep that open on the side for once we start planning the actual descent. It says 1 hour, so it's gonna probably take around at least 30 minutes to get to our destination.
Heavy contact Albuquerque Center on 134.45.
Center on
We can climb a bit faster.
4003 heavy.
Very smooth thus far.
Center Metro 4003 heavy
Quite nice when you don't have to trim with the Airbus. It makes it very easy. Okay, we are coming up on 10,000 feet. So once we cross that, right about now, we can turn off the landing lights. I must say, of all the aircrafts that you can fly kind of by yourself, even though you should be a multi-crew cockpit, I think the Airbus is the easiest one. By far. It's just so automated. Okay, let's pick up some speed. We are turning here. Been pretty good so far in terms of its handling, which is expected since this one actually does fly very nicely, the FSLabs Airbuses. The Concorde is also very nice in terms of flight model. Or at least I envision it's very nice. I wouldn't know since I'm no pilot. But yeah, looking good. Okay, that looks a bit weird. Is that because I do have Mexico for the real as well, but maybe it's just I need to have a look at that actually. Now I get a bit worried. But yeah, we're flying pretty nicely. Still manually, but it's about time to probably go to autopilot. We can jump to the exterior view, change a bit, but yeah, that looks odd. I need to have a look at that. What could that be? Why? It could just be bad photoreal, but yeah, now I'm very skeptical. The best way to check usually is, and actually a good opportunity to showcase, is to go to program files, your Lockheed Martin P3D version 5, the SDK, and then you have world, then you have terrain, and then you have TMF viewer. You can bring this one up, and I'm actually going to do it on the side so you don't have to see, but basically you then just drop in the BGL files. Just to check, you know, is everything correct. So I have Arizona saved here, so we're gonna do that one first, and that's 1 meter photoreal.
Metro
So
400
very
free heavy climb and maintain flight level 230.
Climb and maintain flight
very
level
nice.
230 Metro 4003 heavy.
So we're dropping that in first. What did they say, 230? Yeah. Let's put this to our cruising altitude, because we are gonna get there soon enough. Okay, and it's still...
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to vote.
I guess if you want to hear those.
Details can be found in your in-flight room.
Well, let me see. So Tucson. God damn, it's being slow now. Okay, not sure if we're gonna get this to work. Yeah, I think so though. Now we have it. Or no. Still loading, unfortunately, so we'll just have to wait. I think it could be because we're using that photoreal now. But I really want to check what's going on here. Because that really looks like default scenery, and I don't like that. Specifically since I do have photoreal covering all the different areas, so we don't want to see... Because here it looks good, right? And we are flying... So come on, work with me. I'm actually going to quickly check how we're flying. So this is definitely going into... So the east, that's Mexico. So the question is the Mexico area looking bad in any way? Is that what's causing, or is there something that's not meshing? Is there like an area in between Mexico and the Arizona photoreal that I have that's not really playing ball? And there's a bit of a canyon. I'm looking at the pilot TDC. So this area is there's something off there, which is good to know when you're doing or when you're trying to figure out where the issue is. Okay, that's Arizona. Where do we have Mexico? Do we have it in the same? Yeah, we have here Mexico. We are gonna steal all the Mexico ones. Put those in and just check for any sort of gap. And I think I might be getting somewhere now. Let's see if this loads. It did load on my other screen, but now it seems to be a bit slow. But I do think I can see, because this is not big, right? It's like a small area in between that's looking to be without photoreal. And it's quite an easy fix, because here we can see. So we were flying from here, right?
Climb
And
and
up.
maintain flight level 290 Metro 4003 Heavy.
So that would explain that it's either this area or no, because we're here now, flying just to the right. It's probably something here in between. I'm gonna zoom in actually, quickly check. It could be overlapping. Autogen isn't always the best. But it shouldn't be anything overlapping. It's looking pretty good. Or actually, just it could basically something is looking really off here. I'm starting to think that I know exactly which place this is. Because this is looking fine. They seem to align. So the question is it maybe the white area? And to check that, I need to load in my New Mexico scenery, because it could be this area here. So we're gonna load that in separately. But this is one way to check, you know, your autogen. Because here you can see that it differs, right? But it's just different for the real. But yeah, very beautiful scenery here. And now we have about 38 minutes, so... Okay, let's check that remaining area then, and that's gonna be through New Mexico, right? Because that's the state to the east of Arizona. And I'm supposed to have it covered, but we'll know soon enough. The New Mexico area that I have is from, I think, Mega Scenery Earth, so could be that I've just overlooked that. Well, let's see, I'll need to zoom out a bit. I'm gonna jump into the cockpit while we wait. And then we'll load in the rest of the BGL files into TMF viewer. Let's see how that goes. Because this all looks correct. I still can't believe there would be any. I mean, technically it could just be... It could just be different photoreal, I guess. Not impossible. Because basically everything is covered by my by TMF viewer. It's showing everything as being covered by photoreal. I don't know. Thought this was gonna be a good lesson in how to tweak that, and it's easy when you have your own kind of ortho tool to create. But if you don't, of course, then it's a bit more problematic if they don't align completely and you get default scenery in between autogen. Looks very ugly as well. But yeah, looking good. Weather is very nice. Basically nothing to note. We should be on standard barometric, I realize, so let's put that in. We are at Mach 0.78 and our top of descent is still like 160 nautical miles away. So yeah, it's gonna take some time. Maybe we can get like a really nice thumbnail here. Yeah, that's gonna look very nice. I really like the Arizona photoreal. It's very, very nice on the eyes. Specifically with the kind of atmospheric effects. This one is also nice, right? But it's a bit of a different color. Not sure which one is more true. Never been in this area. So, but I guess both could be at the same time, right? Depending on the sun, etc.
Metro 4003 heavy climb and maintain flight level 370.
Climb and maintain flight level 370 Metro 4003 heavy.
I'm wondering which side will give the best views for the exterior. Hard to say, to be honest. Let's keep this one, I think. And since we have some time, I'm just gonna let this one fly. It's probably gonna take around 15 minutes before we reach the double descent, and then we'll be able to do all the approach checks, etc. So I'll be back for that. Just gonna check also that I close the photoreal things. We don't want to have any tool open that could, you know, take any extra resources from the CPU. But yeah, if you want to do like really nice photoreal, try to check you know, that they kind of align. It always looks better. And try to make sure that if you're making from different areas that you don't get any sort of area in between that's like the default one, 'cause that will look really ugly and stand out. And I guess in this case I thought that was the case, but basically it was just very different coloring on the photoreal, kind of affecting that. But yeah, I'll be right back. I am gonna leave you with this view, and then I'll come back to do the approach. So see you in a jiffy.
Good evening, Camber 543. Heavy is out of 3,500, climb to flight level 230 in the left turn, direct to let's go. Camber 543, good evening, with a contact 290, free speed. Free speed up to 2, flight level 290, Camber 543. Heavy, thank you. From.
Metro 4003 Heavy, expect the Brutto 1 arrival with the KALS transition for the ILS approach to runway 08 at Albuquerque International Sunport Airport.
Expect the Brutto 1 arrival with the KALS transition for the ILS approach to runway 08 Metro 4003 Heavy.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the package shop.
Okay, there we go. We are at, or soon enough, we're gonna be at the beginning of our top of descent, or the beginning of our descent. Top of descent is a bit later on this one compared to pilot to ADC, but that's fine, because that just means we have a bit of time before we can start our descent. Let's change. Yeah, because now it looks pretty good. Yeah, nothing to comment on otherwise. Okay, so what we need to do is enter destination data. Hell yeah, we can do that. I will do it here. First things first is the temperature, which is 18 degrees Celsius. Oh, sorry, I think you just put 8. QNH at 3013. Oh, sorry, you need to put the dot. So many things I'm forgetting.
Will cross CALS at or above flight level 320, then descend via the Brutal 1 arrival with the CALS transition to cross GILAB at or above
no, we're getting descent to 8,200. Okay, that's good. The wind, 110 at 6. So not too bad. And the barrow we can get from here. Let's see, how the minimum is 5,529. There we go. VAP 133, that seems fine. Does the, let me check actually, since we do have some extra time, does the ATSU system work in terms of getting arrival 80s? So we'll request that. See if we can get anything. And we did get, finally. Yeah, the data seems to, the altimeter though, 3016, that is not align at all. Is that expected once we get there, or is that the current? Could explain some of the issues. Let's see, 111.9 77, and we can check that here with nav radio. 111.9 79. Okay, good. I think we are.
Metro 4003 heavy contact Albuquerque Center.
Or that it's looking okay. We're now kind of flying back towards Arizona, but we're gonna turn away soon enough. And what we'll do is we can start our descent.
Center Metro 4003 heavy descending via the Brutal 1 arrival with the CALS transition to
kind of soon. Let's get it to 8,200. So we have it here, 8,200. Yeah, we'll start already. They wanted us to be at or above 320 at CALS, so I think this is a good time to start our descent. I'm wondering, are there still any more airports to have in this area that I don't, I guess it's mainly the Fort Bliss or El Paso one. I'm gonna assume there is one on the Mexican side, or maybe it's just the American one, the El Paso International Airport. So that one would give me an airport within sort of the same biome. But then Flagstaff, is that an airport that's... No, it doesn't really seem to be. There's one that's called Better Than Default. But I mean, this is not that good, to be honest. But it's of course nice that someone has made an effort. Anything else? Flagstaff? No. So I guess if I want to fly more around Tucson, Albuquerque, I would get that one. Maybe Telluride would be a good one. It's kind of in the same biome, getting a bit northern Denver. Santa Fe, wouldn't that have its own airport, or is that that's a regional airport? So let's see, Santa Fe P3D. Nope, there does not. There seems to have been someone who was gonna make one. And it did look pretty good. FS Developer is showing Santa Fe. This is not bad, actually. This looks very much like kind of an Orbex level. Here's to hoping it hasn't been abandoned. Well, man, I do think that it has. Santa Fe Airport, FSX maybe? Doesn't seem to be anything for FSX. There's one with the terminal building for FSX. But that's about it. That always sucks, right? When somebody has made a nice looking airport and it was never kind of released. It's always a bit of a bummer. Let's keep this for the exterior view. Okay, we are descending.
Metro 4003 heavy contact Albuquerque Center on 124.32.
Center on 124.32.
We can check actually.
Metro 4003 heavy.
Let's see, do we have the arrivals here, or do we only have the departures?
Descending via the Brutal 1 arrival with the CALS transition to 8,200
Departures. Okay, mainly departures, so when do the arrivals show up? Is that later on, after the approaches? Arnavs. Some of these are fun to fly. We're now, I guess, doing the more simpler thing, flying the... Oh, weird. I thought I downloaded an all... Oh, here we go. Arrival. And we are doing the Barter 1 from CALS, and then we're basically flying... Let me see if I can...
Dragon 11, when ready, descend to flight level 250.
If I can get this one in any good way. Okay, wait, I think it's easier to do it this way. Okay, there we go, and we are gonna be flying Bartow, and then we'll kind of straight in approach Amra. So it's this one, right? Landing runway 8, Unsir. We're coming kind of here now from CALS. And it's, I think we're pretty fine in terms of our altitude. Maybe a... Nah, not high. We need to descend quite quickly, but it should be fine. I think this is the nautical miles, so 29.7. Then 12. Yeah, that must be the nautical miles for the star chart. One thing we did forget was the chrono, so the time thingy. You can put it on just for the immersion of having it on. The ignition should have been to normal as well. This one wouldn't have to be armed. Actually though, I will arm it now just so we don't forget. We'll do a medium for the auto brake. We'll do the landing system so we can get that up on the e-fish display. But yeah, weird, not a single Santa Fe airport for P3D, not even a freeware one. And that's Well, maybe actually, let me see. Flightsim.com usually have something. Might not be the best ones, but they do usually have at least something. Okay, let me see. North Vancouver. No. I don't know why they changed their search options. It's much worse now. Santa Fe. Santa Cruz. Here we go. FSX scenery, but this is the New Mexico terminal. So maybe that's everything there is. Let me see now. No, it just seems to be the terminal, so I guess that's the closest thing you'll get. Well, let me see. I'm gonna download that, see if I can get that incorporated in a nice way. But and that's let me see, Santa Fe Airport. What's the KO code for that? The regional one, Santa Fe Regional KSAF. So I'll add that in so I remember to have a look at that. KSAF. Freeware. Okay. But yeah, apart from that, I'm not sure if there's too much. There's actually one Clovis. I think that's a freeware one though. Let me check. KCVN, P3D. Yeah, some guy did a freeware one. That looks pretty good. Let me see. Sim Aviation has it's almost 100 megabytes, so that's always a reassuring sign. Amarillo is also pretty close. That's in Texas though. But yeah, not that much in New Mexico actually. Not that many regional airports, or you have some municipal airports, Artesia, but yeah, very tiny. And yeah, Arizona doesn't have that much more either. You do have though, actually now I realize you do have the Yuma one. So that's Mexico, California and Arizona. KNIL. And that's a civilian, joint civilian military airport. And that's actually a freeware one, so now I'm wondering if I found a pretty nice one. So I'm wondering if I have that already. Let's check here. Priority tests.
Ambulance 242, required direct Maji. Ambulance 242, sorry, that's direct to Maji for landing, was it? Ambulance 242. Ambulance 242, understood.
Yeah, there we go. I already.
Heading of 340, and I've amended clearance shortly. Heading 340.
Or did I have it? Which one is this? Yeah, this is the same one. Yeah, okay, so it's a freeware one. I'm gonna make sure I write that, but it's pretty close to Tucson actually, or maybe not Tucson, but between kind of San Diego and Phoenix. Here is its location, so that's one airport. So the other ones are ones that I don't have, but I guess could add if you want to fly more in this area. You have a lot of airports here around Los Angeles, Burbank. Which one is this? Is this the Orange County one? No, John Wayne. Hey, that's the McDonnell Douglas one, right? Historically, at least, I think. But yeah, so some interesting ones. Okay, let's see. I think we're gonna have a bit of a different photo reel again, since we are flying into the AC scenery, Albuquerque, which is a very nice scenery actually. Let's check that it was 313. So we're gonna put that in RQNH 313. And then
Ambulance 242, Regimo navigation.
we're below 18,000. Have we got any further clearances? Nothing as of yet.
Final descent into New Mexico. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any tracks one final time. Please
Oh yeah, we forgot the seatbelt sign. That's fine.
Please also store any carry-on items either in the suspect pocket or under the seat.
Descent flight level
Please locate
210.
all Wi-Fi related tasks. Stow any larger electronics.
Let's put on the landing lights next, I think though. And let's see what this one is saying. So we're from Elra, XM, RKS, 11,000, 10,000 and 8,000. And I guess we want to descend lower from that point on. 7,000, 6,300, 537. Is that the landing? Maybe that's the landing altitude actually. Let's check quickly here. So the ILS to runway 08 Albuquerque. Yeah, the elevation 5355 airport elevation. Okay, good to know.
Just 6061 ready, descend to flight level 250.
One thing that you could technically do, let's say you want to have the same kind of coloring on the around Albuquerque, is that you remove the photoreal from AC scenery and then you add the autogen files into the New Mexico photoreal folder. The biggest loss, I guess, is that I'm gonna assume that this photoreal is a bit higher resolution than the New Mexico one, but that's about it.
Killing 486 Delta, continue at minimum speed to Welch, then 210 knots to 4,000 feet.
Mid-speed to Welsh, then 210 knots to 4,000 feet, change 486 Delta.
Just 606, thanks.
Okay, let's see, 11,000. Soon we'll be on final. I guess technically we don't even need any form of vectoring, because we're basically gonna be right where we need to be for the ILS. Have I landed at the 08 one before? I don't think so. I think I'm kind of often landing at the third, yeah, runway 3. I think that's more common. I think I've done also 26, but I don't think I've done 8 before.
Ready 9000, 1021, change 486.
We're gonna want to stop pretty quickly because we're going kind of away from the terminal area, and this is, I think, the Tropical Sim airport, so it's a pretty good looking one, to be honest.
Dragon 11, descend to 10,000, QNH 1021.
Okay, let's check that smart cars is still working. That's still working. Getting there slow and steadily. Interesting enough, there's actually a big Air Force base here, Kirtland, very close by. And here's Kirtland Auxiliary Field. Is that the Air Force Base? Buffer zones. Or I'm gonna assume it's kind of connected. Yeah, you can see here the connection. So I guess this is also used. New Mexico Air National Guard. Yeah, so I guess the airport has a kind of multi-use.
Metro 4003 Heavy, you are 16 nautical miles west of the airport. Altimeter 3006 after unsank. Metro
Approach on 123.9.
Is it really 3006? No, we're still
Approach
getting
Metro 4003 Heavy descending to
30013.
8,200 feet.
God, why do they interrupt? She was gonna say that we are clear for the approach. I'm gonna put this down to, let's check, 6,300, and then we are gonna put in the approach. Have that ready. We're gonna do this manually, I think. We're slowing down. I'm gonna go to flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1. Now it seems like we're the only one flying for Metroair at this moment in time. Yeah, look at that, kind of loading in now. I used to have a bit of a longer load-in range, but it did. I would have to use a lower frame rate for that to work. So I think this is a pretty good compromise. If I do upgrade to a better Intel processor, maybe I can push that range a bit. But let's see. Okay, we're coming in now. Let's see if we get the localizer. We should be. So yeah, there's the localizer. So we see that being activated now. I'll do flaps 2, medium auto brake. That's ready. I'm gonna drop the landing gear.
Gear down.
Going flaps 3. Don't wanna fall behind. We are above the.
Full flaps. Yeah, that's the cabin secure for that.
Metro 4003 Heavy, altimeter 3006 at Albuquerque International Sunport Airport. Contact Albuquerque Tower on 120.
We're gonna do manual. Let's see if we can
Altimeter
catch the glide
3006
slope.
tower on 120.3 Metro 4003 Heavy.
Yeah, very nice views though. I really like. I think this is AC Scenery's best
Tower Metro
city scenery.
4003 Heavy inbound for ILS approach runway 08.
Metro 4003 Heavy, good morning. Continue ILS to runway 08 call when established on final.
Yeah, we're
Continue ILS
not
runway
that stabilized, to
08
be
will call
honest.
when established on final Metro 4003 Heavy.
I think the problem was that I didn't connect them. Then it would have.
2500.
Then it would have thought a bit more about how low we should go. At least the LNAV and VNAV. I think it was only thinking about the 8200. Okay, let's see. We're gonna have to put in a bit of thrust. We're seeing the glide slope come up now, so that's good. Adding a bit of thrust. So we don't want to fall behind. So far so good. Okay, we're still high, but soon the diamond will be within the yellow. Let's see, yellow line. Come on. Okay, looking good. Looking very good. Outside looking good. Yeah, one of the nicer approaches. This is a fun airport to land at and also take off from. Okay, let's see. Now we're pushing a bit, slowing down a bit more, I think.
Metro 4003 Heavy, winds are calm. Runway 08
Okay,
clear
a bit
to land.
below. Let's get it up a bit. Slowing down. Let's see. Okay, so far so good. Some weirdness with altitude, but it could be that I'm gonna assume that it's not this extreme, but oh well. Okay, traffic warning. I guess that one. Yeah, we're a bit low. Let's see. 200. 100, right? I think it's okay. Yeah, it's looking okay. 40. Retard. There we go. Oh, I think it was a firm landing, maybe a bit hard.
Metro 4003
Yeah,
heavy exit
looking
runway
good.
when able. Report clear of active.
70 knots.
Okay, that's good. Let's put the APU thingamabob on. We did forget the one thing, that was the runway turn-off lights and these lights. So that's not perfect, but oh well, could be worse.
It is currently about 52 degrees Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices.
Oh, there was not the line, so we shouldn't actually have turned like that, but okay. Small mistakes. I assume you're supposed to turn at the next one, yeah, okay. I wasn't paying attention there. Let's check our landing rate. 316, so not the smoothest, but not the hardest, I would say. Pretty fine. Let's turn here. Let's check if the flap is open now. Not sure why I'm using the rudder to turn, it's not gonna have too much of an effect at these low speeds. So the flap is open, we'll open that. Did I forget the landing lights as well? I just totally ignored everything with the lights. Yeah, okay, not the best. Let's turn that off. Let's get to the main gate. Metro 4003, ready to taxi. Also forgot
Tower
to
Metro
state that we're
4003
established on
heavy ready to
final.
taxi.
Yeah, some
Metro 4003
some
heavy
mistakes this
contact
time
with
around.
key ground on 121.9 for taxi clearance.
Ground on 121.9er for taxi. Metro 4003 heavy.
Yeah, this aircraft is just a joy to fly. It's it just works basically. Yeah, here we have the Kirtland Air Force Base, so it's kind of connected. It's also a very nice airport in terms of that you have the mountains surrounding it. Okay, we're turning a bit to the right.
For now, just continue and hold short of the apron there, and we'll figure something out. Okay, we'll hold short of the apron. Let's figure it out.
Gonna slow down a bit, we can do idle thrust I think. And we will park I think at the first best. Is there any? There was some aircraft here, right? There's a few. Doesn't seem to be anything though that I can see.
16:22 grand afternoon. Are you sure you're gonna get Alpha 7?
Let's do this one, I think should be fine.
Great, 16:22. Okay, right on Alpha. And then the whole
Let me check from the above. Yeah, we can do this one. A11 I assume it is. Or is it the A9 maybe? So I guess it's the right one, so probably that one, A9. Okay, we have the APU, we'll do the bleeds, we'll turn off the taxi lights and the runway turn off once. Go a bit to the right, make sure we can get on the yellow line, and then we will brake just before the stop mark. There we go. Parking brakes set. Turning off engine 2 and 1. And we'll close pilot to ADC. We'll do the seatbelt sign. Check pilot, or not pilot to ADC, but pack X. Yeah. We'll open the door. Check pack X again. It's gonna take a bit of time because the engines take a bit longer on this one to troll down, but soon enough, and then we can compare the landing rate. What's it saying? Can't submit flight to... Why can't we submit the flight? Let me quickly go and check. I know it sometimes... Now it seems to have been done. Okay, I'm gonna log in. Let's check if there's any issue. Or if the pirate was already submitted. Could have just been that it... No, it's accepted. Okay. So that's good. Accepted, okay. Seems to be fine. So we got the PIREP. Now we need to get the PAC X. Deboarding, 318. That's fine. We'll close the front door and then just watch the replay and then call it a day. At least for Metroair. Analysis, replay, we'll jump back, 360 maybe, no, not far enough. 420 should be good. There we go. Yeah, P3 is a bit kind of rigid in that sense that you see these kind of slopes. I mean, this doesn't look realistic at all. I think the problem is that you don't really have, for example, sloped runways. And then it kind of, you know, ties into some of these the roads for the airport, right? Because the airport will be flat, but you know, at one end it would be taller than the other end. Did I use any rudder, or did I just... it was fine, I guess, not to use too much rudder. The landing was pretty firm, a bit off center line to the left. But other than that, pretty good. So not gonna complain too much. But yeah, with that said, I think we can wrap up. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And otherwise, let's see what I'll fly next. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.